I am blessed. I am grateful. I am thankful. I am able. I am one in a million. Just reconnecting with the world. We were supposed to do a live collabo thing. Absolutely, things happen. This is a great opportunity to drive forward, to move ahead, and to embrace life because things happen. Every day is not going to be perfect. Everything is not going to be perfect. Everyone is not going to behave perfectly. And I'm grateful for that. We're going to have a renaissance, a resurgence, a reconnection with this plane. I don't know anything more than anyone else, but I probably will do more with less. And that's okay because we're blessed. We were gonna have a unit today with BFG Funny. If we link up and get together later, that sounds like a plan. That sounds like something we need to move forward with. But either way, he's got some good work, some good content on social media. I was gonna have the man speak for himself about who he is, what he does, but that's kind of his thing is being elusive. So, with that being said, I can promote a lot of events that I'm doing, I'm connected to, and I know about. 2024 is looking like fun again. We're going to do a lot of different things. I would like to bring a trivia championship to Dallas, Texas. I definitely think we could do it. And it's exciting to think about a team that I could put together composed of people that mainly look like me. And it's not a requirement, it's a goal. I think that for something like this, it's not assumed or observed for there to be a strong presence of real Negroes. But that's all we got. That's all we does. So stay tuned. We have taken a good break from the acting projects. I haven't done anything acting related since 21, really. Little light stuff here and there, but I'm finally feeling able. I'm grateful, and I just want to be in every moment, every day. It's where my happiness lies. It's what makes me happy in life. I forgot. Have you ever had people try to correct you in your life? They try to fact check your facts, right? They try to Kelly Blue Book the steps you've taken in life. They assume there's an odometer in your relationship with Christ, your relationship with their sister, a relationship wherever it may lie. And I really want to reacclimate anybody that's trying to get back into the wild. I really want to recertify anybody that feels they've lost a step. So I have a lot of opportunities to get you back into your groove. I think that when a man finds himself transition, he can benefit from a lot of services. But I'm joined by the homie in incredibly grateful, incredibly thankful. The young man, BFG Funny, what's happening?
What's good? Can you hear me good?
Yes, sir, I can. I appreciate you.
Perfect,
I know.
perfect.
Yeah. Where in the world are you?
I'm in Florida.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Near Destin area.
Okay, I know that's nice. That's is that where you are from originally? Are you is that home base?
Nah, I'm originally from an island called Curacao. It's
Okay.
uh, it's an island in the Caribbean off the coast of South America,
Yeah.
Aruba,
Yeah.
ABC Islands. That's where I grew up. Spent 18 years of my life out there.
So
Yeah.
you spent 18 out of your life in Carousel. Um, don't let me get to messing up geography. But how long have you been in Florida?
Well, we moved in. We as a family moved to Florida in '02.
Okay.
So I was 18 then. So I finished up my senior year of high school up here, and then I went to Broward Community College in Fort Lauderdale area. Uh,
Okay.
community,
Miami.
yeah, Miami area. Then I lived in Fort Wayne, Indiana, because I went to Purdue University and got my degree in engineering, computer engineering.
My boy, a
So
Boilermaker.
yeah, I'm low key a Boilermaker, low key.
Low key, low key. You was a little bit after Drew Brees, right?
Yeah, I was there after Drew Brees. Yeah.
Yeah. I was
So
in Indiana, man. I know the hustle Hoosier. It's wild out there. It's different.
yeah, it's different out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I went. I was an affiliate of the Boilermakers though. So at IPFW, so we were the Mastodons. But
Okay.
my degree is from Purdue, so you can say like half Boilermaker if you will.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like IUPUI.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it, I've been out there in that part of the world, man. The education is awesome. I literally before we connected was talking about a trivia team that I'm recruiting for in Dallas, Texas. Um,
and you're in Texas.
I'm in Dallas, Texas. Hmm. Have you ever done trivia?
I have, but I ain't great at it. You know what
It's
I mean?
hard. It's
You,
hard.
you got to know a lot of fun facts.
A lot of fun facts. Um, but that's what I'm recruiting for right now. It's kind of one of my crossover promotions. That's something that I do at the modernblackman.com. And I really want to be connected more and have our community connected more to things like engineering, science, technology, history. That's so critical. And we are at a point in history where I think that this is so apt. It's so necessary because look at where we are in history. It's incredible. I almost think it's exciting, honestly, the way that things, facts are misrepresented and the way that you can truly move communities with lies. It's a different day. It's not like any other point I've ever observed in history.
You are absolutely correct. You know the way history is being misrepresented. It only takes somebody to believe somebody nowadays on social media, and it's like facts without the homework being done.
Yeah,
Whereas some of us are still alive that went through it. You know what I mean? Seeing our parents, our grandparents go through it to bring us to where we are today, which which is very important that we keep that alive. And shed light on it when we can, so we're not misrepresented. As a black community. You know what I mean?
sir. This resonates with me so much, and we will be misrepresented. If we are foolish enough to feel that we are going to have a fair opportunity, we're guaranteed to lose. I think that history unfolding in front of us is one of the most powerful forms of education. I just hope that we can use this to really have a foundation as a community. Too many people are not able to engage in the strength that we have because the barriers that we've created, right? Because of all of this misinformation and the way that you can mislead people. Spirituality can't be taught in a classroom. Realness isn't something that you can purchase.
That's right. I mean, you're on the right track right here.
I'm
You know,
I'm trying. I'm
it
trying.
it
But
just takes one of us to continue to inform the other, and people to get encouraged to speak out, because there's consequences to speaking out, as you can see on social media these days. And the consequences are harsh, because they try to filter, censor, what's really the truth, and try to make you believe some things where they want you to believe, or whoever try to make us puppets out here. And I refuse to stand for that, especially when I know the truth, when I
exactly.
lived it, especially in Indiana. It's very can be very controversial out there, and a lot of people don't know, and they
Yeah.
think they know, but
They have no
unless you
idea.
unless you took 10 steps in my shoes, then you can talk to me, you know,
Amen.
and then
Amen.
you can understand.
Million, 10 million times over. We all have an obligation to share what 10 steps in our shoes is really like, because missing out on that man's walk is where I will fall short in my own. So I take that incredibly seriously. Bruh, I appreciate you being with me right now. I want people to go to your social media so they can really see how funny you are. Killing the game right now. I think that you have a lot of really interesting social media takes. I think that your sense of humor is so deep and so diverse. It's so clever. Like, um, yo, you we need a you need a representative. Like, how did you put all of this together?
Man, pretty it's a pretty interesting story, because I grew up in a household where my dad is a pastor, and I grew up in a Christian home, and I'm a believer. I don't shy away from that at all. But what's been interesting to me is I choose to live in some type of truth that I see in the world today. Because a lot of people are scared to speak. I think I believe strongly that I speak what people are thinking but scared to say. Um,
Amen.
from that standpoint, and you go to church today, you go to anywhere you go, people are wanting to say something, but they don't want to step on toes, because they want to be friends with everybody, right? They want to have as much, hey, I'm cool, come hang with me. And
Street cred.
yeah, and I'm at a point where in my life where I don't believe that's why I'm here. So about a year and a half ago, I spoke to my wife, and I said, hey, I want to create an alter ego,
Mm,
and 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 say some things. I see the memes, I see the funnies, and people hide behind them. So what I did was I kind of took them and kind of make them more relatable, more real. Like, we really thinking like this, people. And it's either it sets some light to make you look inward, that this is really happening, or it allows you to give a platform to speak your truth and how you got out of it. I don't know if you ever see in my comments how people think, and then it becomes a open debate, or a
yeah,
discussion of what's really happening, that somebody really went through that, or somebody is really living that, you know.
I relate. I relate very much. I think that, like I said, your humor is next level, and the content itself resonates with what I would think is commonality. A lot of us have, right? We really in this together. At the end of the day, we can laugh and joke and play because we know that that truth applies. And I think that's what's different with us than any other group. Again, my content is the same way. We be poking, making fun at it, but it's so true. You can't relate to this life unless you've taken a few steps like this.
Yeah, and it's scary how social media has make people think about relationships. People think about their marriage, their relationships with their kids, like this is some type of fact, or this is how we should be. And that's another reason I put it in a way of a funny. Like, it's funny, but at the same time, if you think about it, is this how you want your life to continue to be? Is this the walk you want to take? Are these the friends you want to have? And that's where I wanted to come in a funny way, just to bring some light into it, shed some light, and educate at the same time. Like, is this really how we're gonna want the next generation to be?
Let's talk about that. Because, I mean, I smash worlds up. It's fucked up when your therapist throws your problems in your face, but it really lets the problems in your face be known. You know that it's sad that people at the highest levels can relate to this because they're experiencing it. Because a lot of our struggle, a lot of our distress is in the world now. Things that were unique to us have become so hip that they are world problems now, right? First world problems. Um, I blame hip hop, but I ask you, uh, do you find bonding with your audience because of this as well? Because the world has become what it is?
I mean, it's tough, right? Because some of our audience, I don't know how old you are, but I was born in the '80s. I'm an '84 baby, right?
What month were you born in '84?
September,
Okay, so
September 13th.
I'm slightly your elder. I got you by a little bit, right? But we the same. Marvin Gaye sung the All Star game that year. Michael Jordan doing his thing changed the world. So
Right.
yeah,
So,
I
so,
can relate.
so I was talking to some friends the other day. Like, 2010 problems are not today's problems. 2010, when we were going out having a good time, are
Right.
not are not are not the problems of today when you're going out. Like, I will be, I have two kids. I mean, the way I'm gonna raise them is not the way I was raised.
We're about to have a discussion about this.
So,
Yeah,
I mean, they call it the streets, right? The streets is different now. It's not the same.
bruh.
You know,
Tell me more. Tell me more. But seriously, when you're done with that, we're going to talk about disciplining children, and then we can talk about what uh, the underworld, underground, black market hustle really is in 2023. Because y'all niggas is buying giraffes and fentanyl and shit. Like, we are not the same, my nigga. With the same 50 stacks. Please continue. I did not mean to cut you off because I
no,
can
no. I
relate.
mean, I mean, I mean, you're speaking what I'm thinking,
Yeah.
just from a different point of view,
Hmm.
right? So I can't really tell you no or yes on that, because that's
Yeah.
how we were raised. I mean, we were raised with spankings. Right now they want to talk about gentle parenting. I
I
don't.
want to give my kid gentle spankings.
There's no such thing as gentle spankings.
That's what I'm gonna do because I need to give them the discipline that comes from that. It's not about hurting your kids, and that's why we don't love the world the way that we used to. When you had a fear from a parent, and a fear from your auntie, and a fear from your neighbor, and a fear from your uncle, and a fear from the mailman, and a fear from the bus driver, and a fear from your teacher. I'm gonna stop, but you get what I'm saying, because all of these people are dissuaded from intervening in your life. You develop differently, because I named 10 names just now, and I have so many complexities and dynamics to give ripples beyond that. It's absurd. But because the world has differentiated and changed, and I no longer have those 28 degrees of connection with people outside of my birth parents, what the hell is parenting like? I would not trust a teacher. I couldn't trust a bus driver. Like, it's so interesting to me because how many people touch your kid before they get to school or while they're at school, right?
Right.
Like, what does that look like?
Like people are even scared to drop their kids at Sunday school now, you know? So, where are we going now? What the
Yeah.
books that were parenting books from the 90s, from the 2010s, they really don't apply anymore because
Mm.
we are now writing those books, right? We are now finding a way to navigate through the social media life, through the TV life. I mean, now even commercials are dangerous for my kids, you know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, we would watch commercials and everything be cool. Now the commercials is taking it way left. What am I supposed to do?
You
So
better
now,
not let your kids watch TV, right?
all right, now I got a limited time. Know what they're watching, understanding what's going on, be very involved, and just hope I don't take my eye off what they're doing. To yeah, you got to be on high alert now, cause hey, what's that? Next thing, because next thing you know, they're gonna be doing something inappropriate that they just seen on TV 5 minutes ago that we're not at that age yet. So
Man, I'm telling you, I hear it, I see it, and it's a lot. It's overwhelming. I think that my simplification of everything is the only way I can really even grasp because I understand discipline for myself started at home. Being disciplined and realizing that the world was not going to help me made me very different. I laugh and I joke and I play, but I know that back in those days, we encountered danger, bro. Like, we had to encounter it front line because there were no parents, and I see the differences now. They've almost weaponized this, or was that weaponization, right? They don't want kids to be that independent or unruly, right?
I
um
I mean,
it
some states like California is taking it to the next level that kids are making their own decisions. Like they're, it's either way not independent or it's too independent.
yeah,
I don't want to get into deep, but
no,
my
please.
my kid cannot walk into the room and tell me today I identify as. You know what I mean? This ain't that
No.
household. I'm
That's
sorry. You
supervision,
know what I
right?
mean?
Supervision. Like,
No.
no. I mean,
So
it's not you telling your kid. It's just what if it's not supervision. It's
it's just the fact. I
I like it. Yeah.
like there, I don't believe God make mistakes ever. He didn't. So there's no.
Amen. Amen.
So
My buddy Doug would love to hear this.
so he didn't. So if, what my kid came out the womb is that's what it is to me. That's where I stand. You know, on
That's brave and amen. I agree with you so much.
not. I mean,
That's not
because
derogatory in any way.
if we don't stand for something, we gonna fall for anything.
Well, no, it's love.
That too.
It's love from what birth as, and I
But
mean,
some
yeah.
people will argue with you that and say that if you love them, you'll let them be whatever they want to be, though. So there's two sides to the spectrum. So our love is different. You know
I
what I
don't.
mean?
I think that that is true, right? But it's what you just said because I asked you, is it supervision or what do you call this? It's loving my doggone kid. If what God created will be loved, and I think that that's more powerful than anything we can conjecture up, and that's the problem, is that we are desperate to cook up. I think since crack, everybody feels like they can throw fucking baking soda in every poor man-made flesh-based idea and disgrace God. That's the remix. Again, yeah, I'm very much with you. We have another spinoff called Cursing Christian, and I'm a diverse person with many sides, and I think that that is a walk that people have confused. You said your father's a pastor. You already know. Understanding the word and God and living it is so difficult. And that's why many people down Joel Osteen.
That's a big topic right there, a big can of worms you opened up,
Yeah.
because a lot of people like using the Bible when it's convenient. A lot of
Hmm.
people like using truth when it's convenient to when it applies to their life, right? You know
Hmm.
what I mean? If it doesn't apply to them, oh, let's go ahead and throw this verse. Let's go ahead and sound smart. But the facts is it's bigger than that, right? It's it doesn't there's no if ands on about it. I mean, even the Bible said that walk is not wide, that walk is narrow. And a lot of people I feel want to make it wide. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So
Um,
if we're gonna make the walk wide, so are we not deviating from what it is? It's like we're watering it down. We can't water that walk down.
we try to, and that's where we get lost. That's where we miss it, because anyone that follows this religion, only one guy was able to do it, and the rest of the books are really about his cousins. So we need to stop confusing ourselves and feeling like we are the same, and we need to chase that this dynastic family and their ways. Um, that's where I fall in it. And like we said earlier, we have a culture where we make people feel as if they can write their own laws. They can write their own chapters and books of the Bible, or I'm sorry, the book of our lives. If we don't call the laws our living Bible, and we don't have one at home, the chaos that ensues extends beyond us as individuals, and it does take over our world. So I'm a fan of structure, I'm a fan of order, and I've I'm living in the world. I'm very available. I'm easy to see. I'm visible because what we just talked about. Do you think Jesus would ever hide from anyone? Right? Um, Jesus was more gangster than Tupac, and he ain't never had to spit on nobody, and he ain't never had to duck. Right? So that's what I am chasing for myself, in this lifestyle. And the way that I'm able to impact others has really been beautiful because, like we're talking about, everyone is consumed in the fire of our failure in this world. Getting it right is critical for me because it starts at home. It's about how I treat people, and the people that I treat people. So as long as I can stay focused on that and I can really influence and develop that, these fires are going to come down. And I see spirits like yours where it's so exciting because you are doing that. You're pointing at truth, you're giving us something we can laugh at, and there is a soul that is able to deal in our world. So I'm very grateful for you, and I just wanted to say those things because I think you can relate.
Appreciate that. I want to go back to something you said earlier that you said that hip hop took us this route that we're in. But you know what though about that? The hip hop of back in the day was just doing what social media is doing now. So the artists were in the
Right.
street, they were giving us what the street life was,
Mhm.
and then people were like, "I want the street life," and that's where I think that's to blame right there. People, it's like telling everybody at some point wanted a rapper back in the day. I don't know if you remember that. Everybody wanted to. If you went to a school, somebody was dropping the beat. Everybody wanted to drop their own mixtape, like they
Mhm.
wanted to live that life. But that life ain't for everybody.
It's not.
You know,
Everybody
you.
thinks they can do it.
It's like at one point, a lot of people would want to become pastors. I don't know if you remember that era. Everybody wanted to become.
That's y'all? Oh, okay. Well, my whole squad lit.
That's the
My
way to
family,
go.
family, and Versace. Everybody trying to be a rapper out the church house. Uh,
Right. And so to me, the problem is people not wanting to find their own identity and be who they really are.
mm.
So that's the thing. A lot if you
How?
if you look good too, a lot of people are doing kind of like what I do, right? There's a lot of meme makers, a lot of what do you say? A lot of people making little videos and putting little words. But I believe I do it differently. And I think most of my friends can speak because I try to bring a person into the game, a person view into the game. In a matter of sarcasm, in a way of either have I either lived it, I seen it, or I've had a homie go through it. That doesn't mean I'm going through it. So
We're
I
better
think that
storytellers than the generation before us, and that's a solid point on that.
so that's where my point of view comes in, and the community side is just I've always loved that from when I was a kid. Comedian. That's not my calling, and I know it. But to be able to open up these conversations and laugh about it, I can do that. So, so I don't believe it's so. Going back to what we were talking about, I don't believe that hip hop did it. I just believe a lot of people get grasp,
Mm.
or see something and be say, "Hey, I want to do that. I want to be that," without finding their own identity first. It's not everybody can become an NBA player. I chased that basketball dream. I found out real quick
Damn,
that it that's not where
a
I want
lot
to
of
be.
hours. It's a lot of
Yeah,
hours.
yeah. So I believe what we need to do as a community is find our own identity and how we fit into this puzzle piece called world to make it a better place. Because everybody ahead, I said we all want to chase money and across the world, but you got to be able to find that happiness, that fulfillment in our hearts for ourselves before we start chasing something that is not going to fulfill us. And that's why I believe we were talking about Jesus, talking about God. That's where we need to, find our way, find our purpose, and then move from there. Versus, yeah, I see that brings the gold in, the money in, so that's what I chase. I think that's where the problem lies.
I would like to invite you to do another platform we have. You see it running here at the bottom in the ticker. We we started another podcast and we have a YouTube channel. It's called Cursing Christian. We're on Twitter at Cursing Christian, Twitter at Cursing Chris. We're on TikTok, et cetera, et cetera. But I would like for you to do an episode with me and my buddy Doug. Right now, I am creating sermons, reading, obviously, and there's this book. I have a group of guys I read called Soul Detox by Craig Groeschel, Doschel, something like that. Have you ever heard that book, Soul Detox?
No, I've not heard of that book.
Man, it's so good. It's literally an application, or it's every men's group does it, but it talks about how we let this poison in our lives and how the world is the source of all this, right? It's a purity book for men.
Okay.
So um, I would love to pick your brain on some of the perspective that I'm engaged with right now from this read and get you connected to my buddy, because I think the three of us would have a really powerful conversation. And I think this would be something where we could actually tackle like real world topics as well.
Hey,
Um,
I'm more than happy to.
yeah, I
Yes,
would love that.
because another thing, community is important, and we all. Another thing I'm a big believer on is we all weren't created equally. We all were created different to bring different perspectives to be able to walk through this life together, but understanding each other's point of view not the pointing finger point of view. And I feel that's another place where we fail, because we love pointing the finger, saying you're doing this right or you're doing this wrong, versus maybe I should try the way you're doing it, and maybe that's your coping mechanism on how to do this, or this is how I'm dealing with this. Do you have any ideas? You know what I'm saying? Especially as black men, it's hard out here. A lot of people don't know, and they try to learn the hard way, even though you try to tell them, these were the mistakes we make.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite quotes is, a smart man learns from his mistakes, but a wise man learns from mistakes from others. And I'm trying to be wise, you know what I mean? Like, why would I put myself, my soul, my heart through pain
Yeah.
where somebody else did it and it didn't add up?
That's the Bible that you quoted, and the same Bible you noted talks about how can I expect to be forgiven if I don't forgive? And it's life. Walking the path and really discovering that is so powerful. Just like I joke, if you read the Bible like it's a guidebook for gangbanging, that might change things. When you realize that everyone falls victim to the same silly things, right? And you look at it like that, it's like, yo, like I'm gonna get my life together. Like
Right.
you look the other way really quickly. So I would like to do that on another project type segue opportunity, because your perspective is awesome. Um, so definitely, if that works for you, let's coordinate.
Yeah, that works for me. I'll make sure to follow
Yeah,
y'all to, on social media platforms, so I'm there. And you know how to reach me now, so that shouldn't be an issue. We just have to set some time apart,
yeah,
since I work, and we can have some time, and chat it up. And what would you call that? Feeding the soul, seeing another man's point of view, in order to continue to make adjustments on how to navigate through this thing called life that we are all living.
yeah. Life is an incredible blessing, and being able to navigate it successfully changes everything in life. So I'm committed to that, and that's what my vision is. Um, and I have a lot of projects. I love this YouTube project. This is my favorite sit down platform to just openly discuss topics and start presenting those topics. Kind of like when I started the top of the episode, bringing people in and talking about how my goal is STEM. I just want us to have open conversations about STEM and to stop mystifying that. Spirituality is important. Physicality is incredibly important as well. And then financial literacy. I think that these are all the areas of Black men in our current culture, because we spent hundreds of years uh, falsely acclimating to society in this side of the world, whether it's in Carousel or Compton. You feel what I mean? Like our bodies have been here and we all have stories, and we are all thriving at different levels. I call it acclimation because we started with a single, or we started with infancy, and then we arrive and we grow. And are we at a point now where we are at clarity?
Yeah,
I
man,
mean,
you definitely. I believe you're on the right path. Because not a lot of people are willing to talk about things. It's a sensitive topic. Maybe they feel like they're gonna lose friends, or they're gonna lose cool points. But at the end of the day, I can't sleep because I got cool points. I can sleep because I have peace. And
substance,
so
substance
cool points,
matters.
yeah, cool pointing is not gonna make me sleep good at night. Peace makes me sleep good at night, knowing that tomorrow is a different day, that I can tackle a day better than I was today. That's what gives us the drive. I can't sleep if I'm. You talked about financial. I can't sleep good if I'm in debt. You know what I mean? I can't sleep good if my body is out of whack, you know. So so these are the type of things we need to think about and to understand how we are gonna make them better if there are trouble issues in our lives in order for us to get that good sleep, because sleep is important and a lot of people miss out on it, how important it is, you know. um this it's
Sleep
part of
Smart
the
is a great book if you're into sleep.
yeah, it's part of our reproductive system, and people miss out on that. And I think that's another thing, you know. uh, us as black men, as we get older, we're the first ones to get low testosterone. And if you ask any black man, you know, most black men are not sleeping good at night, you know. And I think that's where the issue lies, one of the issues.
That's so powerful. That's so true. Low testosterone, you can get low testosterone in a single week, and that can age you a decade, if not more, in a single week. Imagine what goes on when you allow that to happen for months and years on end. It's why bruhs be 30 looking 60, and why we don't make it past 50. Um, I know so many young men that are our age, born the same year as us, not named LeBron, December. Uh,
Right.
he's the last one amongst us to have his birthday. But dropping down and passing, I mean, guys that are our age that won't make it to that next birthday, guys that are our age that have no idea they have a debilitating disease. They don't realize that metabolically they're not functioning, right? Because our community downplays, dismisses, and tries to depart from medicine and science and technology. You
And
could pray that away. You could pray
yeah,
that away.
and you, if you think about it, what has gotten us this way is boys are playing video games till 2 a.m. talking about going to bed and waking up at 6. That 4 hours ain't cut it, my guy.
Right.
And if you take if you're a LeBron fan and go look at what LeBron does, LeBron is taking naps. You know what I mean?
That's
Like
how he made it this long. His
yeah,
naps.
he's taking naps. He said from certain time to certain time, don't bother me. I'm taking a nap. Then he got to get his sleep. Like he's spoken about sleep so many times. He has a whole app about meditation and being calm, and a lot of people miss that boat. They didn't get that message. They were like, no, I'm not gonna do that. That's why the Bible also said you gotta meditate. People miss out. People miss out on this, on
You have
these,
to
on these,
fast.
on these little nuggets, and then suddenly are wondering, oh, why am I getting old so fast? Like,
Look at our history.
right?
We don't want to be attached to anything spiritual or mystical because that's how they got them. That doesn't apply to me. Um, and look at your DNA and look at your history. There's a reason why genetics and epigenetics are what they are, right? You've been a miracle for the last 400 years, my nigga. You need to continue as such, but you've been departed from your spiritual strength. You don't have your superpower. There's no way that you're going to be in the next Black Panther film because Chikala told you what to do. So I believe in that very much. The power of the sun, as melanated people, I don't think enough of us believe that we are the substance of the universe. There's a reason why carbon ignites and is transferred through us. I believe in that. And I think that if you are connected to dirt, soil, I think that drinking organic water from the earth, if it's filtered and clean, these are the things that will have you living beyond 100. These are the things that please your telomeres, that allow you to really have longevity. And
Yeah,
we're afraid. We're afraid of that, and we
and
were made from that.
yeah, we and if you read the Bible too, you know, it's talk about eating the fruits and the vegetables and the seeds. Like a lot of people miss out on the seeds. You know,
It's still parasites. They heal
yeah,
your microbiome. They make
boy,
you
I tell you, like you're like, did you know you should open up a peach seed and eat it? There's a special vitamin in a peach seed. People don't know. You know, they think I'm I'm,
threw it
I'm
away
crazy.
today. I literally last night. I don't know what that is, and I couldn't explain it. I got pressed, and I just threw a peach seed away. You're supposed to grind it up, right? Yeah.
Yep. I mean, he made it right, so it might not taste too good. Everything, a lot of people love eating for taste. Well, we need to eat. We need to start eating for purpose.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I don't eat broccoli because I don't like it. What do you mean?
Broccoli. It's got so much protein. It's man-made. It's cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and kale is broccoli, but it tastes and smells like all three of them. So they they modify the organism, and we have those three crops I talk about now. Just like the Danish made carrots orange, taking away their purple hue. Potatoes come from Peru. We don't have the right associations with our foods because we've only seen the crossbred specimens from 500 years departed. That's why Michael B. Jordan cleans up at PWIs. And I love HBCUs.
Man, you know more than me.
No, no,
You're
no.
enlightening me right now.
No, no,
You know what I
no.
mean?
I'm
But this is why you have this platform, so you can educate us on the things that we
you
don't know about.
me though, because I didn't know that about a peach seed. I had given up on it. I had gotten it out. I let it dry, but then too many questions came at me, and I didn't have the information right. So it's things like that that I know our community experiences as well. I don't damn know. My grandmama and them did it. My uncles told me I'm supposed to do this. I see he got it like that, like, and that's okay. I think that we need to have more platforms and more periods of support where we can acknowledge that we're labbing it up, we're experimenting, we're trying it out. This is learning. Maybe even doing it public.
Maybe, however, but I just believe stuff has been suppressed and not brought to light, and it's now you got to do your own homework, and you can't just listen to the next man
Yeah.
because that's not the answer. And
You're an engineer. I need
yeah,
your I need your help. I just met a microbiologist the other day. I don't know what country this continental bruh's from, or even if he's continental, but we need to be able to exchange our talents more easily because you see other cultures doing this seamlessly. So let's keep hope alive and let's keep doing this. I think that's where it comes from because people won't believe something until they see something come from something. And you can go to themodernblackman.com. You can read our articles. There's information. We've got episodes. We're on social media. We're doing the promotion thing all the time. And 24, we're going to kick it into overdrive. As far as our media platform is concerned, I'm probably going to do more events and engagement, things like that. I actually just got back into doing stand up again. I haven't been on a stage in like 3 years. So I was just really making myself do that to, you know, feel good about myself again. And I think it's helped me. So we're going to make sure that we push more and more of our projects, our media, and I would love to push more of your content. I think you have a YouTube channel as well. Is that right?
yeah, it's just at BFG Funny as well. Like all my platforms are BFG Funny.
Mm-hmm.
I think except for Twitter, I think Twitter is Burly Fun Guy because BFG stands for Burly Fun Guy.
Burly Fun Guy.
Yeah,
When did you come up with that name and how?
man, I don't know. Sitting on Christmas 2019, 2020, maybe I was sitting. I was like, yo, I need something quick.
Yeah.
BFG, Burly Fun Guy, and the underscore funny because I share what I find funny, not what everybody else thinks is funny. I'm just sharing things, you know. That's how it came about. Not that I'm a comedian or anything. I mean, I'll host a show. I'll come smile a little bit, but doing stand up makes me kind of nervous. That ain't me. That ain't my calling.
Man, I used to tell good jokes, man. I went through a bad relationship like a few years ago, like 5 years. Shit, I went through a couple bad relationships, right? And it made me funny, bro. Like I was telling jokes, I was getting some heat and everything. It was great. But then I got what emotionally healthy, and I haven't really been able to kill it like that. But I did get back to telling some jokes, and it's different. But stand up is the best form ever because I think it's real expression. But for me, like I'm not killing the game unless I'm like really going through tragedy. So that's the scariest thing ever. It's like I don't want to be funny ever again.
No, I don't want to go through strategy because I don't sleep good.
Mm,
Um, I mean, I listen to somebody's story anytime I'm giving advice. See, that's another thing. Everybody is different, right?
hmm.
Me, I can't tell no jokes if I'm sad. Like I don't have nothing to say. Versus you, if you are going through something, you're funny. See,
Yeah,
that's
man.
how it is.
I ain't got nothing to lose. I
No,
be
I
real.
well, I well, when I'm sad, I just want to be to myself. I ain't got no funnies for nobody. You don't even speak to me.
Yeah.
So that's
It's an evolution, man. I think it's just, experiencing that you change up. And I mean, I just had like a couple, to be honest, I got divorced, and to just feel normal again, I was like, I'm gonna go tell some jokes. And I went to Atlanta, I went to Pittsburgh, Indiana, and I just had like good experiences. And I moved to DC, and I just went to like open mics or whatever, just kind of doing my thing. But it's the oh man, it's a tragedy, like you just said. Like it's hard to be funny when you're in a good mood. Kind of
no.
is.
For you, for me, it's when I'm
For
in a
me.
good mood. I'm at my funniest.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
like when I was playing high school junior basketball, uh, back in the day, people used to hate me because I play smiling. Even the coach would be like, "Why are you smiling? I'm having a good time."
Right.
I'm just built
And
different.
everyone had to beat that out of you, right? That's all they
They
wanted to do,
try.
beat that out. They try. Yeah.
They tried. You can't be. If I How can you frustration make me unhappy? You can't. So that I used to use as my secret weapon. If I'm smiling, I'm in trouble. I'm gonna play happy.
That's how to get a superpower, though. That's exactly it. Because people can only attack what they see, especially if they're spiritually dim, because they don't have that level of perception. They only have the dimensions that they failed in, right? Once you're able to achieve that next level, it some Bruce Leroy stuff might start happening for you. Um, Absolutely. I'm going to give a shout out when we're done with this one. But I want to promote anything that you might have because I think that you've got some great content, and I really want people to discover you. I really want people to run across you. So, do you have anything that you want to promote? Any new websites or
I
any?
mean, no, all my social media stuff is on bfgfunny.com.
There we
Uh,
go.
we got all the links there. We got the mugs. I have a mug, a BFG Funny mug that if you wanna snag one, drink your coffee, enjoy it, make your coffee taste better. Drink it out of the BFG mug.
That's right. Coffee tastes
But
better when you laugh.
yeah,
So
it tastes better when you laugh. So, but
mhm,
everything is on bfgfunny.com. All my links. I've been starting to do one-on-one coaching a little bit.
there we go.
From a relationship standpoint, or if you're going through life, because a lot of people don't know think that I've been through it, but I've been through it like everybody else, and I can speak, some give you some different perspective that you may not want to hear,
Right.
or your therapist might not want to give you, because I've been to therapy multiple times, and I'm not scared to say it, and I've learned from it. So maybe some people want to just have somebody that they don't know. Feel free to hit me up. I do half an hour and 1 hour sessions, and you can just book that through the website, and we'll have a phone call and a chat about it.
I not want to lose it. Are you there? Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm here. So that's about it. Just hit up bfgfunny.com, find me, and and we'll have a good time. And
I
I'll
I I definitely hope you guys check out this kid on YouTube. Go to BFG Funny. Follow him on all social media platforms. Like you said, it doesn't sound like he's leaned into Twitter quite yet, but very smart, very good perspectives. Amazing interview, and I'm just blessed to be able to get some of his time. Um, Thank you so much.
thank you for having me, man. It's not what I expected it to be, and it's been a blessing, man. It allowed me to, be more of a on the serious note, versus just cracking jokes all the time, and I appreciate that because sometimes we all need to be get grounded, and I feel like you're bringing that that grounded conversation where you can have and actually walk away, with some growth,
Yeah,
knowing, alter shift the mindset a little bit, and I can appreciate that.
man, I appreciate you. Reality is the ultimate. I just appreciate you being a part of mine. Till our next episode.
Yeah, man, and I look forward to our next, the curse centration. I look forward to it. I'll make sure to join the group as soon as we log off here and, show you that I'm here to, have these conversations and continue to grow as black men. Because ultimately that's the goal, right? To be better than we were yesterday. So I'm all about it.
Man, me too. I'm dedicated to it, and you're a part of my growth. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me.
Peace.
Peace.